We've got a busy show for you today. We start though with this heat wave rolling through central Indiana. Right now it feels like triple digits in downtown Indy, and we are feeling every single one of them. That's why today is a weather impact alert. Good evening, I'm Dustin Grove.
And I'm Felicia Lawrence. We've got Sean Ash. He's been tracking it for us.
Yeah, you can feel the difference today.
You sure can.
Boy. And we're going to buckle up because we got a muggy road ahead of us and more of this tomorrow, but it will come with storm potential here. So yeah, weather impact alert day in progress. You can see the current heat indices right around and just above 100 degrees across central Indiana. We've only had one of these so far this summer. We'll tack on another one tomorrow. 108 is the current heat index in Kokomo, and we thought we'd have the highest numbers up across the north, and for the most part that's played out, but still a $104 in Shelbyville, 106 in Terre Haute, and not a whole lot of sun for relief here. So that's one of the components that these school districts are taking into play here. Now I want to show you this boundary that's up to the north of us. That will be the trigger for explosive thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening here, okay? Before that arrives, we are going to do this all over again tomorrow. Look what's going on to the west and northwest of us. So Illinois and Indiana right now getting the worst of this muggy air. Now, we're going to watch close up across northern Illinois, northern Indiana. There's a chance, there's a lot of energy in the atmosphere. There's a chance a few storms here. I think most of them will bypass our viewing area, but we'll keep that in mind as we go through the overnight and into early tomorrow morning. Most of our storm action tomorrow looks like it's going to be later in the day. Now, for the evening, we are now up to 93, so we've tied our hottest temperature of the year so far. A southwest wind at 13 miles per hour. The heat stress index, we thought it would be, is in that moderate zone. So if you've got kids that have practices, some of them may have been canceled, or some of them may have been moved indoors or altered on the times here, and that will be the case for tomorrow as well. Typically in that moderate to high range, 30-minute to 40-minute breaks per hour outside. And here we go. This is the heat index forecast for tomorrow. We'll talk about those storms again and when we'll get some relief all ahead in the latest 7-day forecast.
All right, we'll talk to you in a few, Sean. Thank you. Well, today is day 2 of this heat wave, as Sean mentioned. That heat advisory in effect, going to stay in effect until about 9 o'clock tonight.
Our Karen Campbell is live downtown, and we check in with her now. Now, Karen, you actually spoke with IMPD officers doing what they can today. What'd you find?
Yeah, Felicia and Dustin, before we get into that part of our story, I just want to explain, to the viewers, this heat is just simply unforgiving and it is straight up brutal out here, which is why I'm holding this notebook, over my head to kind of shield me from the direct sunlight. And shade is where you definitely want to be. And yes, we did meet up with IMPD officers. They're with the homeless unit team, and we kind of follow them around the city because they wanted to check on those who were the most vulnerable. Now, I mentioned the team that, drives around the city. They check on those who are homeless without a home, especially in extreme conditions like we have today. They offered bottled water. They also checked for signs of heat exhaustion or other heat-related illnesses and just made sure that they were doing okay and that they did not need any kind of medical assistance. They also encouraged them to take advantage of resources in the city. Take a listen.
People living on the street they don't have air conditioning they can run into and cool off quickly, right? They're in it 24 hours and they don't have enough water on them. They don't have a resource to get water, and you can become dehydrated really quick and not even realize it.
Yeah, and Officer Smiley, he also tells us that he went through EMT school and says he and other officers can recognize the signs of someone needing help just by speaking with them. Now, we also want to mention, for those viewers who are watching, looking for a place to stay cool. We know that Indy Parks has opened several cooling centers. They do stay open until, I believe, about 8 o'clock tonight. You'll want to double check those times for cooling centers around the city. We'll put that information on our website for you to view. But again, guys, you know, this heat and those without a home, it is just brutal out here for them today. So bottled water, anything that you can think of, if you see someone, you know, who is in need of help. I mean, something as simple, as small as a cold, an ice cold bottle of water can really, really help.
Yep, keep your eyes out for those in need. It's serious stuff. Thanks.
Yeah. All right, Karen, you go ahead and get some shade, get you some water. Thank you so much. And this extreme heat is, of course, tough on our body, but it's also damaging to Indiana's power grid.
The heat and other weather-related issues are to blame for 80% of the nation's power outages, major power outages over the last 20 years. And I asked an expert about that today. He told me it's because the electrical grid in general just wasn't built for our current climate.
So we get these heat waves, we get prolonged polar vortex type, winter situations, both of which can take out the generation supply.
So if I'm sitting at home today in my air conditioning, how concerned should I be about this?
Well, some people might get alerts from their utility saying, cut back if you can. These are going to be a couple of the hardest days of the year.
Now, there are some things you can do to help with the strained power supply and still stay cool. For example, he told me you can pre-cool your home by cranking up the air in the morning and then turning it down in the afternoon and evening during the peak hours of power usage. Another thing to consider is having your water heater run overnight instead of during the day.
Oh, okay. And thankfully, the Indiana Energy Association says so far we have not had any major issues with supply here in Indiana.
Hope it stays that way.
Absolutely.
Other news now. This afternoon, we are learning a 3-year-old boy shot on the city's northeast side has died.
A man also died in that shooting, and now Metro Police say they need your help finding the person who pulled the trigger. Matthew Foltz has the latest.
Well, this is the spot right here behind me in this parking lot near 75th and Shaylin where that tragic fatal shooting happened. The Marion County Coroner's Office telling us that 3-year-old Armani Booker and 22-year-old Jayshawn Johnson both died as a result of this shooting. And this afternoon, business owners in this strip mall tell me it comes as a shock.
Shattered glass remained at the scene Monday morning from the car where police say both Johnson and Booker were in when they were shot. IMPD says the shooting happened after 9 p.m. Monday night in the parking lot. A worker at a nearby liquor store tells me off camera that the shooter was seen arguing with Johnson minutes before shots were fired into the car he was in right outside the store. An off-duty Lawrence police officer was one of the first on scene and started performing CPR. Both Johnson and the 3-year-old were transported to the hospital in critical condition, where they later died. Now, witnesses and police are calling this a senseless shooting.
Over what? They said that, the guy was just looking crazy and he just started shooting in the car, for no reason. And it's just senseless. The crimes are just really senseless nowadays.
I don't know that you know the toll that you've taken, not only on this community, but on our city. We're going to do everything that we can to hold you responsible.
And this afternoon, Metro Police are still working to determine what exactly led up to this fatal shooting. We're also working to learn if there's any suspect information. Anyone with any information is asked to give police a call. Reporting on the northeast side, I'm Matthew Foltz, 13 News.
Matthew, thank you. And the man accused of shooting and killing a local restaurant owner made his first appearance in court today. 38-year-old Justin Jones pleaded not guilty during today's hearing. He's been charged with murder for killing 56-year-old George Nelson Sr. His trial is set to begin October 28th. Investigators say Jones shot Nelson Sr. multiple times in front of Pi Ma's backyard barbecue. This is near 26 and MLK, and then took off before police arrested him a few hours later. Family members told 13 News there was a dispute over money for work that Jones was supposed to do at the restaurant. The tributes and condolences continue to pour in from the community as Nelson Sr.'s family worked to keep his legacy alive. All right, let's take a turn here. This is a check of traffic. Here's a look at 465 as it intersects with US 36, East Pendleton Pike, that exit there, East Pendleton Pike Road. As you can see, things moving in all directions. Stay with us as we stay on top of the traffic.
Next month, the Circle City Classic will be celebrating its 40th anniversary here in Indianapolis.
40 years. The parade will take place downtown Saturday, September 28th at 10 a.m. Jacob Lattimore, the actor, has been named Grand Marshal. And the game will feature a matchup between North Carolina Central University and Norfolk State University at 3 p.m. at Lucas Oil Stadium.
The game, a big deal. The parade, a big deal, of course, but also a lot of celebrities in town for this thing. Among the honorees this year will be Metta World Peace, the former Indiana Pacers star, and of course, recognized as one of the best defenders in NBA history. And there will also be several other special events over the weekend as well.
Yes, so you can read about those and find out how you can get tickets. It's at WTHR.com. But what a really cool way, just celebrating HBCU culture, celebrating African-American culture here in the Circle City.
A really important tradition.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Well, we'll be there. We'll be excited. We'll be holding it down.